So, to begin with, I'm kind of a stand-in this afternoon for Woody Hunt. I will tell you that Woody was so committed. He wanted to give this speech because of his good friend Richard and all that they're doing together. But over a year ago, he made a commitment to go on a trip, not knowing that Richard would be receiving this honor, and actually, after he found out Richard was going to receive this honor, then the day fell after he was about to leave. So I talked to him the other day, somewhere off the coast of Chile, I think, and I will tell you that the words are from Woody's brain and my heart today, okay? And let me say that as I look over this crowd, I think both Woody and I would be very, very proud with so many people making a difference in the El Paso Borderplex region today. This is people that are committed to us making a big difference. Today is a day that our community recognizes and celebrates those who are making a difference. Someone who is not only successful in their chosen career, but also chooses to utilize that success to give back to our community and make a difference on their watch. Today we recognize and celebrate Richard Castro, not only for his tremendous success in business and civic leadership, not only for his achievements in promoting education as a pathway to a better life. No, today we celebrate Richard Castro for his life's passion to give back and make a lasting difference in other people's lives. Richard is a native of Del Rio, son of a small business owner and a seamstress. He credits his grandmother and his parents for instilling in him the importance of education as the foundation to a better life, and for sharing that success with others by giving back. With those family values, coupled with a strong drive and work ethic, Richard has become one of the most successful Hispanic businessmen in the nation. He began his career in the 1970s as a school teacher in Del Rio, and through hard work, he eventually transitioned and became Del Rio city manager. While in Del Rio, he served on many civic and charitable boards before accepting the opportunity in the early 1980s to become a McDonald's owner-operator right here in El Paso. And I think many of us in the audience today know the rest of the story, starting with a single store on Hawkins. He has today 25 stores and is one of the largest Hispanic owners of McDonald's in America. He employs over 1,000 people in our community. With us today is Mark Moreno, Vice President and General Manager, Regional General Manager of McDonald's, who's come all the way from Houston to be with us today. With that success as a platform, he has served our community with distinction. He is the past chairman of the City Planning Commission. He's the past chairman of the Public Service Board. He serves on the board of the Hospitals of Providence and is a founding board member of the Borderplex Alliance. And quite frankly, we'd be here way past 1:30 if I read all the awards and honors and boards. There's like 6 pages of them that Richard has served on. But I'm going to give you a few highlights. Small Business Person of the Year, National Hispanic Business Person of the Year. He has the city's highest award, the Conquistador, the county's highest award, the Ambassador. He was inducted into the El Paso Business Hall of Fame. He's in the El Paso Athletic Hall of Fame for his lifelong commitment to youth sports and his coaching prowess. He's Alumni of the Year at his alma mater, Texas State, where many of us had the opportunity to go a few years ago, and the undergraduate admissions building is named in his honor. With us today is Barbara Breyer, VP of Advancement from Texas State, who's brought a contingent there from Texas State for his honor. 3 years ago, it was my privilege in this forum to introduce Richard as he received the Community Spirit Award. Richard has distinguished himself at the highest levels and has been recognized both on the state and national level, and really in every single community that he has been a part of, he's been recognized. But in his spare time, Richard pursues a lifelong passion, one which truly makes him the extraordinary person that he is. This passion goes all the way back to his abuelita and the school she ran to educate the first-generation children in the Del Rio neighborhood where Richard grew up. Her commitment to those children instilled in Richard a core belief that education is the pathway to success. Shortly after he began his McDonald's career, he partnered with other owner-operators to form the Hispanic American Commitment to Educational Resources, ASER. Since its founding in 1985, ASER has provided scholarship assistance to over 17,000 students nationwide to attend institutions of higher education. Today, ASER is managed through the Ronald McDonald Charities and has evolved into one of the largest college scholarship programs for Hispanic students in the nation. I've had the privilege of attending some of those scholarship award ceremonies here in El Paso, and I will tell you it is a touching reminder of the impact that Richard will have here and across the nation for generations to come. In 2011, Richard led a formation of a network of Hispanic community leaders in El Paso known as the Community en Acción, CEA, to reflect his view that attaining success, Hispanic leaders should have an organized strategy to give back, to be role models, to be mentors to their community, to pay it forward, as we say, with the 3 W's, their wealth, wisdom, and work ethic. As part of that vision, he recognizes Hispanic leaders with a history of giving back through the McDonald's Hispanos Triunfadores annual banquet. Today, Richard is the founding chairman of the Council on Regional Economic Expansion and Educational Development, CREED. CREED's mission under Richard's leadership is to bring together business leaders from throughout the region to change the attainment for children of our region regardless of income or zip code. On a personal note, serving on the board of Westar Bank, Richard is an ideal board member. He brings a high level of business acumen, ethics, and integrity, and he keeps us focused and frames the debate on how Westar Bank can positively impact the development of our community. But I think most of you all know, many of you all in this room know, that for all his success and for all his wealth and all his achievement, he's really a very humble man with a set of values that I'm very proud to be associated with. So please join me in recognizing and celebrating someone who is making a profound difference in our city, state, and this great nation, the 2015 El Pasoan of the Year, Richard Castro.
Wow, what a terrific day. And what an outstanding introduction, Rick. Really appreciate it. As he said, I've got a number of McDonald's folks in town, and I was making sure that they were focused and listening to everything he was saying. And Dee, happy birthday. But you're not the only one that's having a birthday today. I understand that over here at Myers' table, Myers' daughter Shay is also having a birthday. So happy birthday to you. And as far as that goes, let me wish a happy birthday to anyone else that's having a birthday today. And we'll celebrate your birthday and my special day together. You know, besides our McDonald's group that's here, I do want to thank and acknowledge my alma mater folks that are here from Texas State University. Dr. Barbara Breyer, thank you. They've got a little piece of the future with them, a special student that is very involved with Texas State, and is very successful, and that's Mariah Medina. And so Mariah, back there, thank you for being with us. Good luck. I'm sure you're going to be very successful. Obviously, before I start with my formal comments, I do want to recognize my immediate McDonald's family, and they're spread out throughout here, and without you all, I wouldn't be able to do some of the things that I do. So I want to thank you for all your efficiencies and all your efforts. And we've got people from the office, supervisors, as well as restaurant managers here, so thank you all. And obviously, I am glad to have some of my family members with me today to celebrate this special occasion. And I've got 3 of my sons. And Richard, my first son, is with us, and he took time off his job to be with us. So I'm glad that you're here, Richard, and you worked that out. As well as Dion, who is also known as DJ, Vincent, and his wife, Vicky, my daughter-in-law, are here. Thank you for that, as well as Olivia. And thank you for all you do. And unfortunately, RJ has a really busy day with Thomas the Trains, so he couldn't be here. But obviously, I am very proud to have been selected El Pasoan of the Year and joining some of the elite individuals in this category. I, like them, have been committed in being involved in the community and making a difference. My focus has been youth programs and education. And as I looked back and thought about just what and why that education passion was created, the answer became more and more clear as the more I thought about it. And growing up, there was constant emphasis on school by my mom and dad. But also, when I was about 4 years old, my older brother left for college, and that impacted me. I missed him. When we would go visit him, I realized how hard he was working at the college cafeteria. He lived in a small, plain apartment that was in somebody's backyard that could probably be better described as a shack. He utilized his 6'4" strength to squeeze every drop of toothpaste from that tube, and used every bar of soap until it disappeared. But through his commitment and effort, he got his Bachelor's of Education degree Bachelor's of Arts in Education in just 3 years. He got a job teaching in Corpus Christi. And by going to school the next 3 summers, he got his master's degree. So he set the educational standard for me. However, as Rick said, it was my grandmother who created a lifelong understanding of the importance of education and the opportunities it can create. She relocated from Puebla, Mexico to Del Rio, Texas, a single mom with a 6-year-old daughter. She didn't have any family or friends in Del Rio, didn't speak English. But what she did have was some outstanding attributes. She was very persistent, very strong-minded, de fuerte carácter, honest, dependable, and dedicated to being successful in her new homeland. At first, she worked as a housekeeper. She learned English, saved her money, bought property, built a house. In the front of a house, there was an area for a classroom. She started a neighborhood escuelita with a vision of having every kid in the neighborhood get an education. For the next several generations, almost every kid in the area attended my abuelita's escuelita until they started first grade at the public elementary schools. She worked very hard to teach those kids the basics of reading, writing, and arithmetic. I started attending my grandmother's school when I was about 3. I started first grade at the public elementary school when I was 6, but I had an advantage. And I very quickly learned English and was promoted to first high. Back then it was common to have most Hispanic kids start out at first grade, their second year go to first high, and then in the third year attend second grade and move on with their educational journey. But it wasn't just between 3 and 6 years old that I saw her have an impact on kid after kid. For the next 12 years, I would often visit her class, and I saw her have an impact I saw her do her magic on one set of kids after another. And I can visualize her as if it was today. I can see her smiling face. I can see the tears in her eyes as she passed the test. And she became an American citizen. As she would say, "Ya soy americana. Ahora ya puedo votar." And then she asked me, "Oye, mijo, ¿y qué tengo que hacer para correr para mayor?" She held classes into her 80s. I lost her at 89. And it's never too much. It's never too much. When I had the opportunity to start a scholarship in 1985, it was a natural for me. And I'm sure you can understand the satisfaction and the pride as I saw this program grow and touch the lives and help thousands of kids. But there is a lot to do. If we want our community to continue to grow and prosper, it is crucial that we all, you and I, get involved with our educational leaders and push to have a lot more kids be college ready. At one time, our country, our nation, the United States of America, had one of the best educational systems in the world. Today, we're 31st in science, 23rd in math, and 17th in reading. Because of the state of education in our country, in our state, in our region, there are more and more parents looking for educational choices. There are parents that are moving their kids from a low-performing school to a high-performing school within the same district. There are some parents that are looking to transfer their kids outside the district. They're looking at private schools. And even though in El Paso there's only a few public charter schools, there are other public charter schools that are looking to locate in El Paso. Why? One reason is because the status of our education levels in our region. 16% of our 2004 eighth graders got a college degree 10 years later. 84% didn't. Out of 12,000 students, 2,000 got a college degree, 10,000 didn't. In 5 years, that could be 50,000. In 10 years, that could be 100,000. At 16%, it is crucial that we double and triple that percentage. The higher the educational levels, the more successful a community can be. The higher the educational levels, the easier it will be to attract corporate America, to attract corporate employers that can provide better opportunity for our young, talented kids, so that El Paso can become a retainer of this young talent instead of an exporter. And I believe that this is doable, especially with a new wave of education leaders. We now have school board members that make their decisions based on what is best for our area's kids, and not what is politically or personally advantageous. We now have a new wave of school superintendents, strong leaders, innovative leaders, making bold decisions in an effort to move the needle and improve our educational structure. At this point, I would like to ask all our school board members that are with us today to please stand. I saw Mike Rosales, I saw Susie Bird, and some of the other school board members that are here. Please stand and let us see you and let us recognize you. I see Dory here, Mr. Haggerty. And please remain standing, as I would like to now ask our school superintendents that are here to please stand. And I saw Dr. De La Torre, Juan Cabrera, Dr. Hopp. Dr. Hopp is our only female superintendent in the region. Congratulations, Dr. Hopp. Dr. Espinosa from Socorro, I'm not sure if you're here. I didn't see you earlier, but hopefully you are. Juan Martinez, doing good things at Clint. I understand Dr. Pedro Galaviz is here, as well as Dr. Stephen Saldevira. I would also like to introduce Ms. Arcelia Rios, and if you will please stand. And you all keep standing. I want everybody to see you. I want to identify the name with the face. Arcelia Rios is right here. Arcelia Rios wants you to know, if you haven't become aware, she was identified, selected, and named the National Teacher of the Year in the bilingual program, right here in our region. With her is the leader of her campus, and that's Lucy Fisher, her school principal. Thank you. And thank you all. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for everything that you're doing. With these type of individuals, I know that El Paso can become an educational leader. But it is crucial that we all take up education as one of our main community efforts. Let's all talk about the importance of education and the opportunities that a college education can do. In closing, I can't help but feel that my abuelita is proud of what I have learned and my commitment and effort to what was her #1 passion, education. Thank you.
It's become a tradition for El Paso Inc. to make a donation on behalf of the El Pasoan of the Year to the charity of the Honoree's Choice. And thanks to our supporters and our sponsor this year, we're pleased to present the Ronald McDonald House with a $5,000 check in honor of Richard. And for Richard, we have also memorialized the occasion with the front page of El Paso Inc.'s last issue of the year. Richard, we hope that you can find a great place to hang this, and maybe at that McDonald's on Hawkins that we hear you start your mornings.
Thank you.
Richard, your remarks are truly inspiring and humbling. We'd also like to present you with another memento of the occasion. It says, on behalf of a grateful, no, not messing with you here. It says, El Pasoan of the Year, Richard Castro, 2015.